Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
The Debatable Podcast.
MC Water, official sport of rap battling.
And the oldest battle rap league in existence. And oh, dang, one thing that I forgot to mention to you is that Daylyt dropped the end. He dropped the end. So yeah, so
I mean for the amount he's dropping back to back to back, you gotta catch up. Yeah, whether it's whack or not, or whether it's lacking, whatever it is, because I'm listening to other enthusiasts like Mickey Fax. I mean, Mickey Fax isn't like really giving them something. He's giving them points.
Yeah.
Those will be considered points to them similes, them double entendres, them rhyme schemes. Like he's catching, he's receiving points.
Yeah, it's just something about talking about the battle while the battle is going on. Like the song, the end. I like the beat, you hear that? Yeah.
That's a classic.
New York State of Mind. Yeah, New York. Yeah, and then the beat changes, so you don't get that throughout the whole song. And talking about bloggers, and I mean, focus on the lyricism, the content. Like the moment y'all start like looking at the crowd and talk about the crowd, I don't know, like you kind of lost me. Like just keep putting out the content, quality content. Funny thing, right? I was talking to Success last night, right? And
shout out to Success.
Yeah, and basically, because the songs are like 2 minutes now. Just dealing with the fact that the quality is just so less, right? Well, this one, they've been going on. This one is 5 minutes.
Okay,
but
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, me too. What, long songs, right? Yeah. And then what I heard the reason they do the short songs is, right? I think we talked about this so that they could stream longer. So you go back and stream.
Okay.
Stream again, because you want to hear the song. So if it's a hit,
that's a science.
Yeah. You want to play it 15, 20 times.
That's a science.
But back in the day, you get a quality joint. Right? So, like, for instance, we started going down this whole wormhole of song lengths, right?
Okay.
Went to Changes by Tupac, which is like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, right? And then I was like, and I told him before I looked, I said, yo, because I was explaining to him the songs were longer, and then this the point, though. Not only were we getting long songs, like if you think about Changes, you got 3 solid verses.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Quality content.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Every bar, it's not just for fun, metaphors and stuff. It really talked about real, and we in this world, we're gonna get into that later on. It's so much going on right now. You could put so much into your content. You could put so much quality. You could talk about so many things that's relevant to what's happening with us right now. It's really no excuse.
Right.
And you got access to it. Back in the day, if you wasn't like a person into the books, or if you weren't like in a New York, where you're constantly in connection with different cultures and
different social life,
it really would be hard for you to be up on the times like you can be now.
There was no internet.
Yeah,
it was all about how many clubs you hit, how many. It's literally in a daytime, how many different places you were as far as social within the neighborhood,
right?
To be like current on everything. Well, this was going on with this person. This was going on with that. This was going on.
Exactly.
And the dudes that was on it like that, or the girls that was on it like that, you had the most friends because that was the person that was on everything.
Facts. But now, not only the internet, bro, you get notifications. You know what I'm saying? You got the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? They giving you all the latest news. So one, you had all this quality. You had all this, consciousness inside the content, right? So now you're talking about 3 solid verses, not just okay verses, solid verses, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So I tell him, I said, yo, if you go further back, the songs was even longer.
Right.
And I knew that, but I was like, okay, let me Google. So I started going to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yo, the Big Payback.
6 minutes, man.
Yo, guess how long the Big Payback is, bro?
I'm scared of, yeah.
7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm talking about? Yo, and then you getting quality from the musicians. Like when we was listening, we was like, yo, the strings sound like
no. The instruments used to have their own spot.
My man, it sound like this instrument coming from this area of the room. This one, and it's coming off of the iPhone. Like we don't even got the big speakers set up. And we're like, yo, it sound like the sounds are coming from all over the world, right?
Right.
So it's just like a testament. So when I heard it, the end, yeah, man. So
it's like, I appreciate him, man.
Yeah, me too.
Genius.
Yeah.
You get me? Genius. All I'm saying is this, right? what y'all want, yeah, I'm biased. You know, this is, all I see is MC War, man. I'm sorry. In the ring, bars to bars, back to back. Right. That's all I see.
Yeah, facts. And on the beat.
On the beat, of course. Of course. And it's like, you know, this is all I see. So, you know, the way y'all going about doing it, beautiful, genius. But, you know, I mean, I think if y'all want to really make this thing happen like a movie, you know, we need to talk. We need to talk so we can really, y'all know how we do. And maybe it's because I'm being biased, or maybe because I don't know, but it's what y'all trying to do. Y'all ain't gonna really get to the highest potential of what y'all doing until y'all go face to face.
Yeah. So definitely dope. I do like the fact, you know, he named Khalid Muhammad. You don't normally hear him on a song, so that's good. I'm glad you made us listen to it again. It was dope. I think he could have, you know, spaced it out a little bit, because I mean it gets a little wordy, right? And it's more than just saying a lot of words that rhyme. Even though there might be content in it, right? You gotta kind of let it hit. You gotta let it hit on that drum and that snare, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it be a part of the whole motion of the boom and the bat.
The experience,
and I think that was a little missing, and I think that's what happens when you're in the studio. That's what when you're in the studio, versus having to spit it in front of somebody. So that's where the battle in a cipher differentiates.
Right, not even a cipher, because
the cipher too, because the moment that you on beat and in front of people, you now have to make sure that it's hitting. They get it and the message comes across. It's a difference when you're in the studio and you can just be creative, just kind of like
I copy.
You know, what is it called? Smoking paint, drinking paint. You know, doing you. It's different because now he gotta get it right there on the spot. Right. You know, so yeah. But another thing is, can you end it? You put the end, but you can't end the end the battle. Nah. You know what I mean? First of all, you didn't start it. You know, Joey Badass started it. So
and you came
so
in.
So now it sounds like you copping out, raising the red,
with
raising the white flag
with compliments.
Yeah, no, that's you know, come on now. This is definitely shout out to Daylyt for putting on a respectable, sportsmanlike conduct. Respectable. This is what sportsmanlike conduct
looks like.
This is what it looks like, 100%. Yet you can't end the battle. The battle,
it's just begun.
You can't end it. Yeah, you know,
it's just begun. I mean, man, Mickey Fax talked to Benny the Butcher and them, and was like, "Yo, Griselda jumping in?" Like, nah, man, there's no entry point for us to come in. Meaning, cats is like, you know, the wolves are out. Like, okay, you know, how do I get in? And it's like, nah, there's no entry point. So it's like, you know, the way they got it going on right now is like, you can't end it because, you know, after that right there, you got cats going, you know, Joey Badass going to want to come back through and do what he do. Exactly. I just feel as though that, you know, we need to have a conversation.
No, definitely do.
And make this thing an MC War thing.
Definitely
it's MC War. It's MCs are warring, man. Don't front. It's MC War, man. This is what we do, man.
And look, see, this shows that there's money. It shows that there's money in battle rap. You know, so this is something that Chilla Jones was just talking about.
Chilla Jones, shouts
out to Boston. I think he's from Boston, pretty sure. The dude is so well spoken. Another thing too, so I'm pretty sure of that. And then I didn't even know he was behind Takeover Battle League.
Takeover, shouts out.
That's something I didn't know. And you know, that's of course they did the Rum Nitty. They did the Rum Nitty versus Daylyt. They got the Murder Mook and Hitman Holla. That's what it was. So it's some of the biggest battles, and you know, he was explaining how, you know, Smack was saying there's no money in battle rap, and it's just so many different angles that ain't even been uncovered yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's definitely the importance of why, you know, we did keep it going. And then also, you know, shouts out to K-Shine. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, him and Shotty Horroh was supposed to happen. Okay. So that was like New Year's. That was supposed to happen New Year's. Right. And he said, you know, so he said the money wasn't right. You know, he's coming back. Shouts out to Hip Hop Is Real, because he was on an interview with Hip Hop Is Real talking about, you know, he's coming back, and it was like, yeah, man, I heard URL is coming back. You coming back? He was like, oh, hold up. There's two different things. Shouts out to URL, but this got nothing to do with URL. This is what K-Shine said. So shouts out there. But also, the reason that battle didn't go down is because of the business. You know what I'm saying? Because the business wasn't right, so on and so forth. But there's still so much opportunity, as we can see with the international leagues, like
battle rap is international,
Urban Rooster, with what Flip Top is doing in the Philippines. It's out of this world right now, bro. It's definitely out of the United States. We just need to kind of catch up. Latest in battle rap, versetracker.com.
Versetracker.com.
Shouts out to versetracker.com.
Subscribe. If you haven't got, downloaded the app, download the app.
That's the spot, bro. If you want to see what's happening, latest battles coming up, latest releases, and track the amount of views that your favorite battle rapper is accumulating, you want to go to versetracker.com.
That's the battle rap encyclopedia.
Man, facts. You know what I'm saying? The Battle Rap Music Index.
Bang.
So versetracker.com just dropped Houston Barcode. Shouts out to them today from their Creed event. They dropped Shooney the Rapper versus Primetime. Shooney the Rapper with 6.2 million total views, 44 battles cataloged, average views 141,000. She went up against Primetime. This was a look for Primetime because Primetime total views 138,000 only.
Right.
Well, in comparison, of course. Right. 31 battles cataloged and average views of 4,400 views per battle. Right. Also, that just dropped was Ill Will versus Villa on the Street Talk Entertainment from
Shouts out
from their Mean
Street Talk Entertainment
main events all night.
Okay.
Right. 32 million total views.
Wow.
Ill Will.
Numbers.
72 battles cataloged. 456,000 average views.
Okay.
He gave the look to Villa, who's only got 133,000 total views.
Okay.
32 battles cataloged. 4,000 average views per battle. And yeah, man. So shouts out to versetracker.com and make sure you go check out those new releases. Yeah, man. So outside of that, in international news, then
man, before we leave the United States, man, this is a Diddy update. They haven't found no crime, man.
Nah, it's
like we certified a weekend. It was a week plus. It was last week. They started.
Yeah, a week and a half almost. So 2 weeks by tomorrow.
By two weeks by tomorrow. They haven't found the crime yet. What I mean by the crime is they haven't proved trafficking.
Right.
They haven't proved force. They haven't proved rape. They haven't proved none of the stuff that they saying that he did.
Right.
And now it's like, they got the sex workers showing pictures, showing how many men he like or how many men he deals with in a week. It's more so a defaming. They're utilizing this to more so defame him.
They already did that.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going, now, my man.
Disgusting.
You know now you're in the bathroom, you're seeing how many strokes and how many bottles inside the drawer. This is how many drugs he takes in a week. This is how much people he sees in a week. It's like they systematically making you not like Diddy as a human being.
Yeah.
It's beyond a celebrity. Once they're done with them, they're going to remove the celebrity aspect of his fame because they want his fans to not associate with him.
Right.
Case in point,
right.
There wasn't a lot of people wearing the t-shirts.
Okay.
You would think it'd be thousands of people wearing those t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean.
But guess what?
Right.
When it comes to sex crimes and stuff like that, these are the things that you stay away from.
No, I think what got him was the Cassie video. I think that's what ultimately because even when I saw Queen's Flip was outside of the court like 2 days ago.
He wasn't wearing a t-shirt.
Of course he wasn't wearing a t-shirt. I mean, who have you seen wear a t-shirt? Have you seen anybody wear a t-shirt?
50 Cent wore a t-shirt.
I mean, but that was a joke. So I'm saying, have you
Whether
seen somebody
there's a lot of truth in the joke,
but I'm just saying, I get it, and we said that on the last show that him wearing it either which way is a good look. But the question is, who else have you seen wear the shirt? I mean, I haven't seen nobody wear any Free Kelly, R. Kelly, none of them. Even though there were people that were actually, because Maine is said that he adamantly thought that the charges was bogus against Diddy. But I'm just saying, you don't see him wearing a Free Diddy shirt over there. But Queen's Flip was, I think, in support of Diddy. He was there at the court, but when they hit you, you gotta deal with the Cassie video. So now you gotta walk softly, any one of us, because you're talking to any sister that dealt with domestic violence. Now you gotta walk softly around the conversation, even though it's two separate. So what you gotta really do your best to do is get somebody to understand, listen, we're talking about two different situations. Yes, he's guilty of the domestic violence, but they're not trying him for that, though.
Yeah, they're not trying him.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the hard part. And I saw that when Queen's Flip was there, because he was like, he didn't necessarily say he supported, but he was just saying like, yo, I'm here to, learn more about the case, so on and so forth, and see. So, and they brought to him the Cassie part, you know what I'm saying? You gotta address that. And he's like, that I think is why you're not seeing people wearing a free Diddy shirt, you know, and you know Diddy.
I love that response.
He made a lot of enemies too. On the business side.
I didn't know.
On the business side,
I didn't know that.
Think about like this too, like drug dealers, right? Hear about these drug dealers that will call the cops on another drug dealer, and because of what? The competition. My point is, when you create enemies and you got these competitors, and you know, obviously they're not playing.
They're not playing.
So when people, even people like look, Mace. Remember, Mace started talking, and then a tour was about to start after the Dipset versus the Lox situation.
Right.
And then the tour got shut down.
And
it was allegedly Diddy that shut the tour down.
Right.
So now that Diddy is in this situation, people that Diddy wronged, even though it had nothing to do with the fact of the crime, and they like, yo, that's my chance now.
Facts.
That's just, you know.
That's emphatically fact. My whole thing is that they really, it's another person that's gotten to a level of success, and that's from us. Exactly. By us.
100%.
You gotta see him get torn down, burned down, and everything else. This is crazy.
And I think that's why you see 50 Cent wearing a Diddy shirt. Because
he
realizes after, even with the Dame Dash beef, remember when he was like, yo, let me stop tearing this dude down, because at the end of the day, we black, and we, you know,
look what's going on with Dame Dash right now. He have to sell his streaming and all the other rights out, and he was really holding on tight to that part of it. He's like, this is for my children, and now he gotta sell that. It's an interesting day and time.
He was supposed to put that in his children's name.
Period.
Though,
I mean, maybe he did.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
Nah, but they can't force you to sell it if it's in the children's name.
They going after it hard.
Yeah, but they can't. He put it in his name, man. He's probably like the CEO, you know, owns majority of the stocks, or the managing member on the LLC.
Right.
That's how it goes.
It's a day and time, man.
It is.
And all I can say is, man, stay sucker free. Definitely become a person of moral standards. Have that standards that's looking like